sex work has always been around and it always will be around. So the question is it going to be protected work? Is it going to be good work? Is it going to be non-exploited work? That's a better question. And we have the power to do that. And lawmakers have the power to do that. And people who vote have the power to vote people out if they're not going to align with that reality.
People on the streets selling sex.
The oldest profession in the book.
But should it be legal?
My name is Melissa Broudo. I'm an attorney and activist for sex workers. I'm the co-director of the SOAR Institute here in Brooklyn and the legal director of the national organization Decriminalization of Sex Work. There is no legal definition for sex work. Sex work is the umbrella term that includes a wide variety of types of erotic labor. So sex work includes stripping, which is legal, right? It's regulated, but legal. Fetish work, right? Dominatrix. It includes phone sex, which I don't know if people do that anymore, but it includes porn, right, which is legal and regulated, camming, and it also includes prostitution. And prostitution is the only piece in New York State that is criminalized.
Legalizing prostitution is turning traffickers, pimps, and other exploiters into legal businessmen. It makes it easier for them to do business. The incidence of trafficking increases. The incidence of child sex trafficking increases. So it would be a grave policy mistake.
What full decriminalization would mean is that we would remove those criminal laws, which is what we're hoping to do, so that consenting adults can engage in sexual acts for a fee or not as they see fit.
My name is Leigh Oshiro-Brantly, and up until the pandemic started, I was a full-time sex worker, but now I am a full-time advocate for sex workers and for transgender people here in New York. Legalization is a regulatory situation in which you're trying to regulate a market. So we are not trying to regulate the sex industry. We are not trying to arrest you for having the type of sex that you want to have with your body with another adult person who's doing it consensually of their own volition.
There are choice sex workers like myself who choose this work the way that someone who has plenty of options would choose what they want to do for a living. Then there's circumstance sex workers who do the work because they feel this is their best option, but not necessarily their first choice. So we're really fighting for decriminalization because that allows freedom and gets rid of a lot of fear and creates a lot more safe conditions.
Pornography is such an interesting thing because, you know, if Melissa and I were like, okay, well, you know, we're gonna make a porn, right? So we're gonna have sex, and then, you know, someone in this room pays us to do that, and we've got cameras here. Perfectly legal. Perfectly legal. Mm-hmm. Great. But if Melissa and I make a porn and she pays me, that's prostitution.
Right, so there's First Amendment protected speech if there's a camera there, basically. If there's a camera there and if I think the issue is that they don't want the person that's paying to be also engaged in the sexual activity. So it's like, not only is it artistic expression and there's First Amendment protection, but it's also not prostitution because the person paying is not receiving the sexual services. The person paying might be the producer, the director, or whatever, the customer, but they're not directly getting sexual services. It's a fine point, you know, but it is ridiculous.
And if we take the camera away,
Right.
if we take a camera away, what is it?
Right.
Prostitution.
Right.
Interesting.
What becomes dangerous for us is when the rest of the world puts stigma on what we do, and often that comes with dehumanization as well. Particularly Black trans sex workers face a different reality that is, honestly, it's violent and terrifying.
My name is T.S. Candy. I'm the founder of Black Trans Nation, and I'm the founder of Black Trans News, LLC. As a Black transgender woman, we get stopped and frisked for what are we wearing and where we're standing.
Fashion criminalizes us. So when we go and we dress the way that we dress, that we feel as if appealing to us and that we're comfortable with, we go outside and we get targeted. When we go to these clinics, they give us a lot of condoms. Or we can get stopped and frisked. Officers will stop us. Some officers can identify transgender women by their Adam's apple. So now they got three plus condoms on them. Now they, in the officer eyes, are you selling sex? You're a prostitute.
If you're a trans woman of color and the only jobs that are available to you are sex work, well, that's societal coercion, right? You know, that's one of the reasons why I do advocacy with trans folks is like, I can't fight for the right of someone to engage in sex work if I can't also fight for the right for trans women of color not to engage in sex work if they don't want to. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Because if there's no opportunities for someone to engage except to do in sex work, that's societal coercion. And I'm not here for it. I want to break down those systems too so that they can do whatever the hell they want to do with their life as well. You see what I'm saying? And that's nuanced thinking. And I think that's what sex workers are great at.
You know, at the heart, I think, of a lot of these prohibitionist feminists is this fear that their partner, not to be super gendered and super hetero, but like that their partner will go to a sex worker. I think that is driving a lot of the fear.
Right.
Wow.
But they don't extend that same reality to the fact that their partner is probably already engaged in the sex industry because of pornography. How many people watch porn?
Everyone. The whole world.
Wait, carry the two. Everyone,
Yeah.
everyone, almost everyone who
Right.
has a little machine in their back pocket
Right.
that has access to pornography. The hypocrisy
Yeah.
that everyone is a part of the sex industry, including people who are lawmakers.
Oh yeah.
They are patrons of the sex industry.
Of course.
Some of them are not even paying for the porn, whole different conversation.
Right.
But
Yeah, people have got
part of the sex industry, and you are railing against it, the high hypocrisy of that is something that as a sex worker blows my mind.
Yeah.
I dance at a strip club. I do online sex work. I do phone sex work. I do in-person sex work as well. I do community organizing as well. So I organize events through my organization, BOW, and we work for artists facing stigma, and so bringing harm reduction like testing, safer sex kits, Narcan trainings and just creating a network, a safety network and a community network like that for everyone's benefit. These spaces, when we come together, because we are a vulnerable community and it's hard to seek each other out because we're used to lying to people about what we do all the time. And we're used to, hiding in the shadows. So to come together is like seriously important safety work, creating a network like that.
I love sex work, I love art. All of it is basically art.
Someone you know is a sex worker, someone you love is a sex worker. They might not have shared that with you yet, but I promise you, there's too many of us for you to not know one. And so when you think about this work, try to think of it from a new perspective, because we're daughters, we're mothers, we're brothers, we're husbands and wives, and we're families and we're friends and we're human beings. I just challenge everyone to have a dinner table conversation about it and talk about why it's important to you to take action to destigmatize sex work and help the fight for decriminalization.